Alright, so this is a tutorial on just making like an animated banner. You don't have to do it necessarily like this. I just want to kind of go over Adobe Animate Edge as a holistically. Okay, so first things first, what you're going to want to do is what we always do. So I'm going to right click, I make a new folder, and I'm going to name it, enter. Edge banner so that I know what it is, okay? And then inside of that folder, I'm just going to make some more folders, and we'll do images, and I'll make another folder. Actually, that's good enough for now. I think that's all I need. So after I make my images folder, I'm going to drop my images into there. So I have these images, and I'm just going to drop them in there. And that way I have some images. These are just random things. Okay, so good. So I have that, and this is where I'll save all my stuff. All right, so then I'll open up Edge Animate. A lot of times it's not in the bar, so if you're trying to get to it, just click up here and just do like Edge, and it should pop right up, and just click on that and it'll open up. So I'm going to do Create New. All right, and it's going to have this. Now, you decide the size of it here. So if we're doing like a fixed width, so you click, make sure you just have nothing selected. In this case, I don't. I have just the stage, which is what this is. I can decide the size that I want to do. So I wanted to kind of do a banner. So I'm going to do, we're going to make it 960. And then we will do, let's do 360 maybe? Like a little bit thinner, something like that. It's kind of a big banner, but we're going to call that good. Okay, so that chooses the size. I'm also going to go ahead and file and save as, and I'm gonna hit this little arrow so I get everything. So I'm underneath the desktop here, Edge Banner, good, and we will call this, now this is actually, oh, it is doing the HTML, okay. I'm just gonna call it Banner. Actually, let's call it Banner, okay? And I'll hit save, and voila. All right, that way whenever I save, it'll be set up. Now, I'm going to click on center staging. That just makes it so if I'll just show you real quick. If I make this, and then let's do it just like red. Oh, whoops. Sorry, hang on a second. This is the color. Okay, well, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, this way you'll see. Make this the size. So when I hit Command Enter and I preview this, I'll put this right here. You'll see no matter how this thing goes, it'll be centered on the browser. So that's what, make sure I click off. That's what this is. I can also do responsive scaling. So if I do width, well, that'll do. I'll just hit Command Enter again. That's how you quickly preview it. You'll see no matter what, it'll scale to the size. Okay. But I am not going to worry about responsive scaling right now. But you can also do it to both. On responsive scaling and on center stage, but we're going to call that good. As far as the rest of the settings, I'm going to go ahead and delete this. As far as the rest of the settings, I think they're fine. I'm going to click on this actually, and I usually like to kind of just do like a grayish color. That way it's not a completely bright white. Good. So we're going to call that the stage. Now, what I want to do is, you can see because I dropped those things into the images folder, it actually already knows that they're there. But if you need to add images, you just click this plus, and then you can search for an image like this one and hit open, and then that will actually be part of the images you can grab. Okay, so this library will hold all of the things that you're going to put into your scene here. Okay, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and on my images I'm going to do this. So I guess I'll just go ahead and put the room in there. I don't know. So I'm going to click and drag that into there, and then I am just going to make this bigger. All right. I'm going to hold Shift to keep it so it's proportionally bigger, and then we will do something like that. I'm just going to, there. Okay, that's great. Okay. So that's in there, and you'll notice that this is all the elements that are currently actually in your composition. These are all the elements that are available. So if you're used to using a video editor, you'll notice that this would be like the footage that you could plop in there. But this would be the stuff that's actually in your scene. And this is the timeline. Okay, so you can see here as well. This is the properties of each individual thing you have selected. So if I have the stage, or nothing selected, it'll be the stage. If I select this, it gives me all the properties. And you'll notice that most of these, well, all these properties are properties from HTML5 and CSS. Okay, so those are the things that you can adjust. Wonderful. Okay, so good. So we got that going on. That's fine. I'm not going to animate this in any kind of way, so I'm really not all that concerned about it. Maybe I'll fade it out a little bit. So we'll go like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a play button, and when you click the play button, my logo comes down and then like text or something. Okay, so to do that, I already, because I dropped that stuff before, I have this where are you drawing, which isn't a good name for it. I'm going to drop that in here, and here is the play button. Okay, and probably should have made that a little bit darker now that I think about it, but we're going to go with that. All right, so I'm just going to put the play button right here. And actually, I believe I should be able to go to shadows here. I'm going to check it on right here. That'll add a shadow. It's doing a box shadow, though. I was hoping it would go around the thing. Yeah, never mind. We're going to turn that off. That's not going to do it for me. Okay. So I got that going on there. That looks fine. And I am going to turn on this visible. Let's see, always on. I'm going to check that on. And then I'm going to have this go for, we're going to say 1 second. And then I am going to go ahead and do off. Okay, so basically it'll be on, and then at 1 second it turns off. Okay, like that. Now you'll notice that every time that this only has this one attribute, because it's the only one that I messed with of my properties up here. All right. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is do the actual animation. So I'm actually going to bring the head. So this is the timeline head, and I'm going to go ahead and let's see. It should probably be, we'll do cone logo. I'm going to plop this in here. Never mind. That's not the one. Maybe it's just cone. There we go. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to command minus here to back up a little bit. I'm going to have this guy off stage, okay, command minus, and I'm going to have it kind of come up. I'm going to shrink this down a touch. All right, we'll put him right here. Okay, good. So what I want to key, though, is actually the, I'm going to click on motion path, and you'll see what that does in a second. I'm also, make sure you have this checked on. This is the auto key, and make sure you have this checked on, which is the auto transition, which means just like this play button just turns off. This one can't have a transition because it's on or off, but if I had animation, it would make it so it would blend from one to the next. Okay, so I've got this guy here. So what I'm going to do is I just want to animate him going up and plopping like up here. Okay, so. And maybe, we'll put them here actually. Okay. And so I got that. Now this is my positional stuff. So this is the size and this is the position. So I'm going to check that. And that's going to add a keyframe right here. And I'm going to have it take, let me see, 1, 2, we'll do 1.5 seconds. Okay. So I'm at 1 second. So if I go to 2.5, and then I'm going to do is I'm going to put them up here. Like so. Beautiful. And you'll see it creates this motion path. Now if I were to hit spacebar, you're going to see this. And then he's going to come up, okay? But what I want to do is, because I have it on motion path, I can hold Option, and it turns into the pen, okay? And I'm going to click, or actually I don't even have to hold Option. That's just to make it a Bezier. But if I click here and drag up, you can see now it creates a point on the space. I could drag this, and I'm thinking about making a little bit more. I'm going to take this up a little bit. And we'll go like that. And now when I hit space, it'll come in. Okay? Now, what I want to have happen is I'm going to select this. And if I click this, you click the transition, the space between the two frames. I'm going to click this, and it's going to give me different options. I can do linear, which means it's just going to go directly from one to the other. It's just a straight path. I can do ease in, which means it's going to ease into the action. It's going to come in slow and then end hard. I can do ease out, which will come in hard and then soften as it comes in. Ease in and out, and swing. I'm going to do ease out, and I'll leave it on quad. That's like kind of the nicest curve. And that'll be that. Now there's other ones too, like watch, I could do bounce. We're going to use that one a little bit. Actually, we'll just do quad. I'll show you bounce after. Okay. So now if I hit spacebar, you can see it slows up as it goes in there. Okay. Which is nice. All right. Now what I have happen is I want to have just like cone come in off screen. Okay. So to do that, I am going to draw up some text. Okay, so these are my tools up here. I've just been using the normal select tool, but I'm going to go to text, click on this, and I'll just draw a box. And then I'm going to actually I'm going to make these separate because I have one come in at a time. So I'm just going to do a C. All right, and you can see there it is. Now this will give me all of my current text that I can use. Okay. Now, you can see it's kind of crappy. It's the basic ones that you normally have. So if I want to add a font, I can hit this little plus, or I can do it over here as well. Okay, so I'm going to hit plus, and that's going to, and then I can add a font that I think is fun or whatever. I don't feel like spending forever on it, so I'm just going to do Acme since it's kind of cartoony. So still got that box selected. So now I'm just going to hit down here, and Acme should be part of my, oh, right there, Acme. So these ones are like the ones that people would already have, and then these are the ones that I add. So Acme, I'm going to change the size to, let's say, 144. Good. Change my box size a little bit. Okay. Good. And I'll just do center, and that looks fine. Okay. I'm going to leave it black. I think black's fine. Good. And I'm just going to put that slightly off screen. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to Command D to duplicate that. Put this one over here. Command D. One for each letter, basically. Command D. C-O-N-E it will be. And then I'm going to go back to my text tool. Oops. Sorry. Maybe I don't do that. There we go. Just double click on it. Make this one an O. Just double check. Okay, good. Double click on this one, make this an N. Double click on this one, make it an E. Beautiful. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to animate this coming down. So this time I'm actually just going to do, I'm going to leave out an XY motion because I'm not going to worry about making it whirl or to follow any kind of path. This one I want to follow a path like this. This is just going to come directly down. And actually looking at it, it's got to move over a little. So I'm just hitting the arrow keys. If you hold shift and do the arrow keys, it actually moves a bit more. Make sure the spacing looks okay on this. Okay, so I have that there. So I'm just going to go ahead and I only really need to key the Y because I'm just going to have it come straight down. So I'm going to key on that. And then I'm going to go, we'll do 1 second like that. And I'm just going to hold shift as I move it down. So that way it's straight down. And we'll go here. Good. And you'll see now when I hit play, good, just comes straight down. But it's using the same default, the ease in. I actually want to do something a little more fun. So I'm going to right click on this and go easing, or you click on that and you hit this. Either one will work. And I'm going to have it ease out, and I'm going to have it do bounce. Okay? Now watch this. This looks really cool. Okay? Now what I can do, which is awesome, is I can click and drag over this whole thing. Command C to copy that. All right? And then I can select this. I'll hit Command V, and it will paste those keys onto this one now. So, although actually it didn't quite do what I was hoping for. Might need to maybe move these down first. Okay. Come on. Okay. Now we'll try doing Command V. And let's see. There we go. Command V. Then I'm going to select this one. I'll just do Command V. So you see it kind of jumped a little bit because it's getting too big. If I grab this, this is my like timeline zoom. Then I'll select this one. and I'll do Command V. And now when I hit spacebar, it'll do this. Bam, cone. All right, and that looks okay. We'll end it here, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do next.